Hi everybody, Lori here for Simon's Stamp. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a very classy holiday project to share with you. I'm going to be featuring the tall poinsettia die along with the Fluted Forest Decor embossing folder and cookie ink. A lot of these products came out in the Festive Fun release, but I'm also going to be using some older products, mixing in old and new. But this Fluted Forest Decor and the cookie ink and the tall poinsettia are very fun. Okay, I have a panel of buttermilk cardstock. I'm taking some cookie ink and I'm going to blend a little bit on the buttercream. And I just want a light little, I'm going subtle, going vintage, going classy. But here's the question I want to ask you. Do you say poinsettia or poinsettia? I gotta tell you, I say poinsettia. Does that sound wrong to you? Because poinsettia seems excessive. I don't know. I guess it's potato. Okay, and it looks like I'm gonna get my sleeve right in the cookie ink, but here's the thing, I don't. So I just toe the line on the danger. And every time I wear a sweatshirt, which is what I wear every day, if you wanted to know. You probably don't care, but here's the thing. I love to wear sweatshirts. I really do. And every single day I get stains or grease spots. I don't know, from cooking. I don't know, from crafting. I'm not really sure, but every single day I have to take off my sweatshirt, whichever one it was I wore that day, and spray it down with some stain remover. So am I worried about stains? No, because I've unlocked the code. I have 2 different stain removers that I use. It's down to a science because that's how many stains I've treated on my own clothing. And I can get the stains out of everything now. I'm like a master. But I probably should just be more careful. And I do have an apron, but I just never want to take the time to put it on. By the way, back to the card. I'm going to take one of the nested circle dies and die cut a little window opening frame. This is going to frame our poinsettia. Now, for the embossing, spellbinders, platform base, what's this called? Platform top, and the shim. It's paper thin, but this I have found works beautifully. This little sandwich recipe works beautifully for the Simon's Stamp embossing folders. I don't know if you're like me, but every company has a different thickness. But this one works great for me. If you have the spellbinders, try it. Platform base, platform top, and the shim. What kind of sandwich do you use? I feel like it's you gotta be Sherlock Holmes to figure it out, but this one works perfect. And now for the poinsettia or poinsettia. That just sounds like an additional syllable that you do not need. Okay. I'll stop pleading my case, but I am die cutting the stem out of some green, the poinsettia out of some bright red. I do use a metal shim. Do you see how I for some things I die cut with the Anna Griffin, and then some things I pull out the Spellbinders Platinum. It's just constant chaos and utter confusion in my brain. Don't ask me why, but I haven't really figured out a great embossing system with the Anna Griffin Impress yet. I feel more comfortable with the Spellbinders, so that's why I switch back and forth. But I do love die cutting all the things generally with my Impress machine. Okay, so once I die cut the poinsettia out of some red and some darker red, I'm going to zhuzh it up. Little ink blending. I'm using some apple ink, some cranberry. I just want a little gradient love. And I started with a small blender brush and then I switched to one of these waffle flower shader brushes just to get in the nooks and crannies. And then I pulled out cherry ink because the apple and the cranberry weren't giving me the va-va-va-voom for the holidays that I needed. And the cherry lit my fire. Okay, so giving a little cherry gradient love to all the poinsettia blooms and then some pine. Now this one's dark and juicy and rich, and that gives a nice little gradient love to the stem and the foliage. Okay, so just kind of tapping it in there, tippy tapping. Speaking of tippy tapping, this house that we moved into in Minnesota, it's all hardwoods. And Hank the Tank is the biggest tippy tappier all day, all night, tippy tappy. And everybody's getting so sick of it. In our house in Illinois, we had a lot of carpet. Never even thought about it. And we were excited to get this house with the hardwood. We're like, oh, we're going to be so clean. It's going to be easy to keep clean. We didn't think about the tippy tappy all the live long day. Okay, did I mention with the tall poinsettia, I die cut an extra 2 blooms. So I actually layered 4. So I really pumped up the volume on this poinsettia. It's very full. But I feel like go hard or go home for the holidays. Now for the center of the poinsettia, I pulled out one of these butter Pawsitively Dazzling gems. And that just takes it right over the edge. Pulling out the cookie ink, giving it another little once over. Now once it's embossed and you blend over it, it kind of picks up some of that texture and it just really amps up the detail. And I just want a little bit, you know what I mean? This is going vintage. It's going classy. It's going cookie on buttercream. And then why not? Like if you've gone this far, you might as well flick it up. Okay, so some gingerbread ink, smushing it on an acrylic block. I've got my splat box out, ready to go. Wet brush, flicking gingerbread on the cookie on the buttercream. I mean, the names itself are delicious enough. Gingerbread, cookie, buttercream, forget about it. Okay, flicking it on, and this just adds to that vintage, classy Hollywood? I don't know why that one flew in there. Okay, white card base, getting the lay of the land here. Got my circle frame, got my poinsettia. Now for a sentiment, I'm going to use the Vintage Holiday Swag stamp set because I love this almost sort of calligraphy, scripty sentiments. I'm just going to go for a one-word piece because there's not a lot of room and I wanted to nestle it in there and I want to keep it very simple. I don't want to compete with that poinsettia. A little foam tape on the back of the embossed panel here. And then I'm going to just put a little bit of foam tape on the back of the poinsettia. I did have to trim a little snip off the edge of the stem so that it could fit down in the circle frame and just nestle right in there, kind of surrounding the piece. Zhuzh the petals like your life depended on it. And then, because I had them out, because it's the holidays, and we need to just go full throttle on the glitz and glam, we're doing more butter Pawsitively Dazzling gems. I love these little tubs they come in, and they are very sparkly. 3 different sizes, using the Place and Score or Place and Pierce wand. One of the wands. I have them out on my desk at all times. You need both. It's all about the tools. And there you have it, the classiest poinsettia of all time. Sending you some peace this holiday season. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.